Okay, South Dakota, Deadwood, Custer's Last Stand, all the presidents, Mount Rushmore,
hiking, Mount Rushmore, very cool.
Yeah.
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse.
A lot to do. We did it all in 4 days or 3 days. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun.
So what impressed you the most?
Mount Rushmore.
I think
That's it.
yeah, that is something that you can't describe until you've seen it in person. To me.
You've seen the pictures, everybody knows who's up there, but when you see it in real life and you hear the story of the sculpture and how the process went, it's truly amazing. It's really, it's something to see. Definitely something to see. And we saw it at night, and we saw it during the morning, and we saw it during the day. We saw it all times of day.
I think Little Bighorn was also a very interesting history lesson, even though we've all heard about it. With the chance to be there live, drive around the area, see the information that the Park Service provides, and kind of envision what had happened at that point. It was quite a battle that, in hindsight, maybe there were some mistakes made. Maybe there were some big mistakes made. But it was quite interesting to see the geography and the dynamics of the hills and the history of what was happening at that one time and between the Indians and the United States, and it was quite it was fascinating.
All right. About the Badlands, what did you think?
Well, sitting on the cliff, looking out at the Badlands is really a special place to stay. I mean, it's just...
That was a really unique experience.
Really unique experience.
To sit there and watch the sunset.
And just have it kind of spreading out below you and seeing the expanse of it, not just kind of being on a cliff and looking down, but just seeing the expanse of this area was really beautiful. And the sunset and the sunrise it just made it special. Well, shoot, Tim, I think we're what, a couple thousand miles into the trip now that we've made it across South Dakota?
Over that, yeah.
Okay, well, it's been monumental, and I totally agree with Lynette and Rick. You know, we've just seen some phenomenal things, and one of the things I really appreciate is how much I've taken for granted that comes out of Montana, South Dakota, those states, and how much they support our agriculture and our industry with coal and iron ore and things like that. So that was really interesting to learn and be reminded of. However, there are some things that have not changed. And way back last spring when Lynette and Rick and Tim and I were traveling the Southwest national parks, when we were on Route 66, we ran into trains. And those trains have continued to follow us. And it's turned into a joke now. Every time we check into a campground or an RV park, we start waiting for the train whistle. And it's been pretty consistent that we've had them all the way through. Would you not agree to that?
Absolutely.
The other thing that's come up over 600 miles of the last couple of states is it has been windy. So we've been dealing with that, and particularly you know that because you've been doing most of the driving. So that's always makes it a little bit interesting unless it's pushing from behind.
Yeah.
And the final thing is the flies. I mean, that has turned into a total joke, which you will see later, a little bit for our entertainment. So what about you? You've
a lot
been
of flies. Yeah, South
doing the
Dakota, Montana, the prairie is a whole new concept. I've not really spent much time in those landscapes. Hit it in Montana, northeastern Wyoming, and then through South Dakota. But South Dakota is a real land like Montana of contrast, with the Black Hills, which were beautiful, Custer State Park, and the Badlands and the prairies. It's been really, really interesting. A lot of Western history. What we considered Western is in the Midwest, because we who live in the West totally get that it is not the West, but that's where a lot of the old West stuff happened, with Custer's Last Stand and Wild Bill Hickok and the whole deal. So hope you enjoy our short video, and we'll turn out another one in a week or two or three.
There's one up there.
Where?
He's up on the cupboard. On the cupboard.